So I work for Sabine Eliot, right? Yes, that Sabine Eliot, the TikTok star and mega influencer, famous for being your #1 best hype girl. Yes, that hashtag you're always seeing, hashtag Sabine Beans. Sabine has little beans of wisdom, and they always go viral. You can make fun of her all you want, but those weighted steel beans she sells at $3.99 a piece to remind everyone of their daily determinations move fast. Like, one time, Sabine told people that the reason they aren't getting the man of their dreams is because they aren't the woman of their dreams. To date, it has more than 1 million shares on TikTok. Her TikTok stardom was an accident, she says. An accident that now pays her $200,000 a year, I might mention. Her apartment is filled with gifts. Gucci sends her stuff before it's even come out in the store. Tesla loaned her a car for the year. And Tiffany's always sends her surprises, just because. Those surprises are diamonds, people. I digress. Who am I? Well, when Sabine started making that kind of money, she needed an assistant who could also do hair and makeup. And voila, here I was, just off the bus from Wisconsin, a junior stylist, and looking for a job. I thought I'd landed a dream gig. I mean, it didn't pay that much, $32,000 a year in LA. I have 5 roommates, and I'm 2.5 years older than my employer, but I'm not jealous. I mean, not really. I'm using this job as a ladder to step into a career in talent management, and everything was going fine until this thing happened. It was a Monday, and Sabine dropped a bomb.
When I get back from the Harville-Clusterman wedding, we really need to organize this wardrobe.
The Harville-Clusterman wedding? That wasn't in your calendar. I should mention that, like everyone else, Sabine's really trying to take her influencer status and use it to become an actress. That's what she actually wants to do.
I just got a call from the social media person at Moet. They want me to take the behind-the-scenes content. I get to meet the grooms and everything. Hopefully I'll make a good impression.
Are you kidding? That's like the wedding of the century.
It's not Meghan and Harry's.
Well, then it's the second biggest wedding of the century.
You know, it's going to be all the Hollywood people there, so I can make connections. Tons of directors, plus Dave Clusterman is best friends with Florence Pugh, and Paul Harville is set to star in that new Spielberg movie. Oh, and rumors Boy Genius will be doing the music.
I love them. What should I wear?
Have you seen my purple Chloe purse? And what do you mean?
Well, don't you need me to go with you?
I can't bring you. There's only room for VIPs. But I absolutely need you to help me with everything from here. I've got to figure out wardrobe, car transfers, posting schedule, video editing. Should I hire local videographers so I get enough me content while I'm there? Do you think?
I can look, but anyone local has probably been booked for weeks. Do you know this wedding isn't even in a town? The nearest bakery is 8 miles away. Is that even legal in France? I'm not gonna lie, I desperately wanted to go. But I tried to ignore that, and it was pretty easy to do. There was so much to organize. From Monday through Wednesday, I spent every second running around the city, picking up items that were on loan for Sabine from Hermes, Cartier, and Celine, canceling her other appointments, making reels, and sending out a tip-off to the paparazzi. I was so busy, I forgot to do the most important thing of all. Before I made the biggest mistake of my career, I spent a lot of time on the socials. Sabine needed me to figure out exactly who was going, making sure no one was planning to wear what she was planning to wear. I was compiling a briefing book on everyone she would need to meet, how long it would take to get to places, the location of electrical outlets at the reception. Moet was going to have people to do that work for her, but I'm better at it. I don't make mistakes. But I was just so overwhelmed. I mean, Tom Hiddleston had posted a note of congratulations on socials. Ryan Reynolds had created a video making fun of the grooms, which he could do because they were friends. Then I saw that Wyatt Wolfe was going to be in attendance. You've probably never heard of Wyatt. I only follow him because Sabine told me to the first week I started working for her. I had no idea who he was. He's not really a celebrity, but he's sort of a celebrity. You know, an insider. He's in group photos with Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya. Like, they all know him. I remember I was just days into my new gig. Sabine had her feet up on her $4,500 settee while I painted her toes. Adrenaline rush. Anything else I should know? Like, anyone you don't want to see or be near or anything? Frenemies?
No, nothing like that. I don't have frenemies. Not at this stage in my career. I think that niceness to others comes back to you.
You should write that down as a Sabine Bean.
Already have. That video did pretty well. Niceness messaging plays strongly with the middle school crowd.
So you're sure? No one?
Well, one person, really. Wyatt Wolfe, The celebrity photographer? I'd prefer not to go any place he is. We don't see eye to eye.
Never heard of him. Got it. Is he a terrible person? I hear all those celebrity photographers are total creeps. I saw on Insta that this one guy would ask girls if he could suck on their toes before he photographed them.
Gross. No, it's not that. We just had a falling out.
Oh, what happened?
Difference of opinion, but it's not a big deal. I just try to avoid him. It was years ago, like freshman year.
But it was a big deal. Sabine never went anywhere Wyatt Wolfe went. 3 months ago, I even had to late cancel her from a Goop event when we found out Wyatt was going to be there. Like, late cancel. Sabine had picked out her dress, told her sponsors, and confirmed attendance. I had to lie and say it was food poisoning. And Sabine had been wanting to go to that party for months. But when I pushed Sabine on why she didn't want to be where Wyatt was, like, how much could it matter, really? She wouldn't open up to me. I mean, we had been working together day in and day out at that point, but all she told me was that she and Wyatt had dated for like a second in college. She broke up with him. She was quick to tell me that, not in a bitchy way. Kind of the opposite. She told me her godmother, who totally took over Sabine's welfare after her mom passed, had convinced her to stop dating seniors who were lusting after freshmen because, well, boys like that, never gonna amount to anything.
No one saw what I did in him. Shows them.
Look, Sabine grew up pretty comfortable, but her family had to move shortly after Sabine's mom had passed. I think that means they downsized from a McMansion to a mansion because her dad was, well, really bad with money. And her godmother was all like,
"Be careful who you marry or you'll end up broken-hearted and dead."
Apparently, Sabine's godmother felt that Sabine's mom had married too young for love and had ended up with a man who led them all to squalor. So even though Sabine was in love with Wyatt, she broke it off. She didn't want to end up one of those girls who married young for love and then wound up nowhere. Or dead, I guess. All this to say, when I found out that Wyatt was going to be at the Harville Clusterman wedding, it was too late to stop Sabine from going. She was already on the plane, and then I found out something even worse. Wyatt wasn't just going, he was going to be a groomsman. And then I realized I had forgotten something truly major. The wedding was in France. Did I mention that? A whole ass Thursday to Sunday affair. Rich people. So between arranging Sabine's couriers, trying to find local videographers, all while not possessing even terrible French, I forgot to call the hotel. But I only remembered once Sabine was somewhere over the Atlantic. Moet paid for Sabine to have her own cabin on the plane. It had a lay-flat bed and everything. I knew this because Sabine immediately sent me a video from the plane to post. She was going to have a 4-course meal before popping off to sleep. When she texted that word, sleep, I remembered I hadn't confirmed her hotel reservation. Shit.
Bonjour, Baïonnette Bleue.
Yes, I'm calling on behalf of Sabine Eliot. I'm just confirming her room.
Eliot. We have nothing under that name.
Then I need to book a room.
We have been fully booked since December 2022. We are hosting a VIP wedding this weekend. There are no hotel rooms anywhere 4 miles.
I freaked out. All week, Sabine had been talking about how this was the weekend that was going to change her career. She was sure she would return to LA having been cast in something. And I didn't know what to do, and I just spent so much time stalking Wyatt that I was just like, oh, I think you misunderstood. I was just adding her name to the room of Mr. Wyatt Wolfe, her, boyfriend.
I'm not seeing anyone else listed on this reservation.
Oh, well, yes, of course, Mr. Wolfe booked it, and Sabine is just going to arrive before Mr. Wolfe, so she wanted to spare you any confusion and have me add her name now.
I think I need to check with Mr. Wolfe.
Oh, I have him here. I can get his confirmation. Wyatt? Hello?
Mr. Wolfe, I wanted to confirm that you are comfortable sharing a room with Miss Eliot?
Yes, definitely. Love Sabine.
Well, okay, sir. It's too bad you can't also fit in Georges and Amal. We don't even have a room for them.
George already owes me.
Of course.
What had I just done? But at least they knew each other, I thought. At least they weren't perfect strangers. At least she didn't have to split a hotel room with someone an hour away. Oh, cringe. I thought Sabine was for sure going to fire me, so I just sat in my apartment doom-scrolling socials to be as prepared as possible for whatever Sabine would need to know, assuming she didn't fire me on the spot, and realized she at least needed me while she was in France, when I saw that Henrietta Louise Musgrove was going to be in attendance. Obviously, you know exactly who HLM is. I mean, that's how she can go by her initials. She's the most in-demand A-list actress. When she cried at the ending of Ponies in Paradise, I was sobbing in the theater with her. HLM is more than anyone in the world exactly who Sabine wants to be. Just the other day, she was telling me how much she loved her. What's the deal with HLM anyway?
I mean, she just has it all figured out, doesn't she? The career everyone wants, brand deals with Dior and Balmain, first look deals with major production houses. I heard she's writing a script and that people are actually interested in it. That's the dream.
You could do that.
I know I could do that. The question is, when will it actually happen? Sabine being 82, never rest. Manifest.
Sabine might sound shallow, but the reason she wants to make it isn't just so she can be famous. She actually has things to say, and not just on tiny pieces of metal. Anyway, I wasn't thinking about that when I learned that HLM was coming to the wedding. I just thought it was a thing I could tell Sabine when she landed that might make the blow of having to share a room with Wyatt a little bit less awful, a little less, I'm going to fire my assistant. So I reached out to HLM's publicist to see if she wanted to do a TikTok with Sabine. They didn't reply, but I figured no news is good news, and I could maybe dangle that carrot over Sabine to keep myself in her good graces. Wait till you hear how that panned out. I got a stream of texts and emails as soon as Sabine's plane touched down in Marseille. Then I watched along with everyone else as she live-streamed the drive in her limo through the cute little French towns, along the fields of lavender and whatever those trees are that they plant along the driveways. And then she pulls up in front of the Blue Bernette, and it's an actual castle. It looks like what I think the Louvre looks like. A huge building, wings on either side, made of white stone. It's festooned with flowers. The driveway is filled with Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and a lot of private chauffeurs. And the whole time I'm waiting because I know that as soon as she enters the hotel, she is going to lose her mind. After the champagne welcome drink, the cool scented hand towel or whatever, she's going to be escorted to check-in, and then she's going to call me.
Jane, there is a big mistake. They booked me in the wrong room. I need you to help me. I cannot stay here.
What do you mean, the wrong room? I definitely booked you in a queen suite with garden views. Why are you whispering?
I'm in the hotel bathroom. I don't want to make a scene. I just saw Olivia Wilde.
Do you want me to see if I can find another room?
They don't have any other rooms, of course. This is a disaster. I cannot do this. I need another room. I need it now.
Okay, let me see if I can find you another hotel. I'll call you back in 15. It's going to be okay. I went out, got myself a cup of coffee, a croissant, came back to my apartment, and looked at the list of alternative hotels I had already made. Of course, none of them had rooms available. Meanwhile, Sabine is in some 12th century library getting served complimentary glasses of vintage champagne from the estate's vineyard and eating petitfours. When I called her back, I explained the situation. There aren't any other rooms at the hotel.
I know that. What about somewhere else?
The next closest hotel is 35 miles away, and it's only 2 stars. How bad is the room they put you in?
It's terrible. It's a double room with only one bathroom, with no view, and I have to share it.
Oh, with who?
Wyatt Wolfe. Did he put you up to this?
What? No!
This is probably a sick joke from Arabella Way. She's so jealous my TikToks get better engagement than hers. There must be another option.
There's a guest house 30 miles away, but it's really a room in someone else's house. Everything has been booked up for months, apparently. Between paparazzi, assistants, personal trainers, dietitians, there really isn't anything left.
You've got to be kidding me. This is supposed to be my big break. I'm not going to be able to focus if I'm in a room with Wyatt.
I'm so sorry. I really have no idea why he would have done
They
this.
said someone called who was with Wyatt, so I bet this is his idea of a prank.
Oh, see, that is horrible of him.
I have to get the content for Moet, and this
whole weekend is a million little events, but you know the real gold is the candid stuff. The late night drinks in people's rooms, lovers caught kissing in hallways. I can't be traveling back and forth to that stupid chateau every single day.
Not to ruin your day anymore, but did you hear that Wyatt is a groomsman?
No, he isn't. He's the photographer.
On his Insta, it says he's a groomsman. Here, let me shoot it over. He just posted.
You're kidding me. How did he become so famous? I'm supposed to be the successful one. This cannot be happening. Since when is he close friends with Paul Harville? I cannot even. This weekend is gonna ruin my life.
I started to feel bad then. I didn't want to crush Sabine's future, but also it's not like it was her one big shot. Sabine was good. She was going to make it, and that's why I was working for her. I know she's got star potential. That's a Sabine bean. You can't have endless priorities. One must supersede the rest. She needs to take a leaf from her own book. I mean, part of the reason she hired me was so she could focus on her acting career. Good news, though. I'm pretty sure I got you an interview with HLM.
Wait, really? Okay, well, that's something.
So I was a little bit less worried about getting fired. But then what happened next got so juicy, I completely forgot about my job at all. By the end of the weekend, I was sitting on the celebrity scoop of the century. So Sabine had made all these promises to Moet, and she hoped to get at least 6,000 new followers from the engagement. But if she could get a first look at the celeb couple or something cute that would go viral, she might be able to get so much more, like the meeting of her dreams to help launch her acting career. But the situation with Wyatt was set to derail everything. And I happened to get every single morsel of goss, all because I had Sabine's iPad to post on her behalf and monitor her DMs. And it was auto-syncing to her iMessages. She shared the play-by-play with her bestie, Layla Edelmare, for the entire weekend. Yes, that other TikTok star. Sabine first texted Layla on the way to the room. She was planning to go in there and yell at Wyatt for pulling a dumb prank, but when she opens the door, Wyatt is just laying there, in his boxers, shirt off. And he just casually looks over at Sabine.
Sabine?
Wyatt.
What are you doing in my room?
Very funny. As if you don't remember calling the hotel and telling them to cancel my room and book me into yours.
What? I didn't do that.
I'm expected to post for my sponsors. This is not a game for me. Even if you're so famous now, you can... You're an asshole.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, but they must have made a mistake at reception.
They did not make a mistake. I've been talking to them for the last hour. There are no other rooms. This is the only one with my name on it. And they got verbal confirmation from you that you wanted me here.
And why would I do that, Elliot?
I don't know. And don't call me Elliot.
Well, you need to get another hotel room.
They're all booked. The next closest room I can get is 30 miles away in a bedroom of some old man's house.
Okay, so you're telling me you think you're staying here?
I am staying here.
Well, last time you were supposed to stay in a hotel room with me, you stood me up. So...
Oh, we're talking about that?
Well, you are in my hotel room. Finally.
I've got to get ready for the meet and greet. Aren't you leaving for something soon, too? There's like a million events this weekend.
I mean, I was going to go check out a polo game in an hour.
Great. I'll unpack then. I should probably go survey the hotel, see where the good shots are. Have you been scouting?
I mean, not a lot of need to. I'm only shooting a few things. The rest of the time, I'm just hanging with the guys. Wait, Elliot, you're really going to stay in here with me?
I guess I'll take the couch, seeing as you've already messed up the bed.
Unless you think you're going to share with me.
Funny. No. And I need half the dresser and all of the closet.
Oh, okay.
What are you going to wear this weekend? I also want to use the shower now. My hair takes longer to dry than yours does.
Whatever you say, Elliot.
Don't call me that. It's not cute.
Well, you used to think it was cute, so...
I did not.
As I watched Sabine furiously texting Layla, I assumed from the bathroom, it turned out Layla knew a lot more of the scoop than I did. Like that apparently Sabine and Wyatt dated for an entire year. And Sabine thought they were going to get married. Sabine used to think that Wyatt was her soulmate. As you can imagine, at that wedding, things heated up pretty fast. Sabine, I can barely hear you.
I'm calling you from the bathroom. I don't have any service. There are like 5,000 layers of old stone and marble between me and the nearest cell tower.
Why are you calling me from a bathroom?
I need to know exactly how often I have to be around Wyatt this weekend.
Is it that bad? Okay, I'll find the schedule and call you back. But before I could even pull up Sabine's schedule, I saw her iPad start, popping off with text from Layla. I knew Sabine was letting off some serious steam, and I had to find out exactly what she was saying.
Layla, he's not supposed to have wound up here at this type of party.
I know. He was a total nobody.
Remember when we met him at UCLA? He just moved from Fernan Lake Village, Idaho, on that ROTC scholarship. His mom was a high school science teacher, and his dad worked as a mechanic at a boat dealership.
And he didn't even own the dealership, right? He just worked there?
I did a quick Google search because I had never even heard of Fernan Lake. It's a town of 160 people.
He only did the military program to afford college.
Ugh, remember him in uniform?
But then he actually wanted to help his country. The guys we know don't even call themselves Americans. Not Wyatt. He joined the Navy because his grandpa served in World War II. Do you know anyone that served in the military? Anyone?
The guys I date are too rich to die.
But Wyatt was also smart. In English lit class, he, actually understood what motivated characters. It's probably why his photos are so good. But was my godmother that wrong about him? He said he was joining the Navy.
Hard agree. He didn't seem like he was going to grow up to be anyone.
Remember the first time he asked to take my picture? And I thought he was one of those really creepy guys who wanted me to take my clothes off. Then he said that he'd just like to take a photo of me while I was reading, because he thought when I read, I looked like I believed in love. Who says things like that?
I knew exactly which photo Sabine meant. She still had it. It was the only photo on her fridge. And in that photograph, she does look like someone else, not the TikTok girl. She looks like a girl who believes in love.
It's unsettling. Everyone said he was going to move back to Idaho and work with his dad after the Navy.
Instead, GQ has done multiple profiles on him.
Ugh, his origin story is so annoying. Who the hell casually takes award-winning pictures of rural life and rugged coastlines while they're out at sea in the effing Navy?
Oh, I know. And has an admiral so moved by his talent that he sends them to National Geographic?
It's true. Wyatt ended up working for Nat Geo. He swam with great white sharks, trekked to see white rhinos, even skied into the Yukon to take photos of the polar bears. He met Martin Scorsese, who told him to come to LA because he wanted documentary-style photographs taken on a movie he was making.
Do you know that Wyatt's the most wanted photographer in LA now? He's just low-key super famous.
Google had also shown me that Wyatt dated bona fide LA 10s. Their dads were actual name-brand actors, directors, and musicians. Wyatt had more than one mention in Us Weekly.
I'm not jealous. It's not like I regret breaking up with him, right?
He's probably only where he is because you broke up with him.
It's just so annoying that I don't have a room, and he does. And he's somebody here, and I'm nobody. And he's probably looking at me and thinking, poor Sabine. All the opportunities in the world and never amounted to anything.
Personally, I think Sabine would much rather hate on Wyatt than think about if she actually regrets her decision to dump him. Sabine Bean, number 444. Don't regret, reset. But even if she wanted to, how do you reset a failed relationship that is 8 years dead? Are you still in the shower?
It's for privacy. Do you know he said that if I snore, he's going to take my couch and put it in the hallway?
Does he know about your sleep apnea?
He knows how sensitive I am about it. It's a septum thing. I think he's kidding. He won't stop calling me Elliot. But whatever he did in the Navy made him strong enough that he could actually pick up a couch and move it into the hallway. It's so awkward. Anyway, schedule?
The briefing book from Moet is pretty comprehensive. Today, you have a meet and greet with the grooms. No Wyatt on the list of media, then a welcome party afternoon tea. It's assigned tables and they won't say who is sitting where ahead of schedule. I already checked. Bachelorette party for Dave tomorrow night. Definitely no Wyatt. He's at the stag party. The rehearsal dinner is Saturday night, but it's unlikely you'll be seated anywhere near Wyatt. There's 800 guests and he should be at the table with the wedding party.
Of course he is.
Okay. Sunday is the wedding and reception, of course. Oh, and there's the morning after brunch on Monday, but you'll have to head back for your flight.
Okay, so, like, few things where I have to be super near Wyatt, except, while sleeping. Jane, he smells good.
It's only a couple of days. Plus, you've got a number of chances to hang out with HLM.
Oh, yeah, what's the update on my interview with her?
Oh, still confirming a time.
Okay, well, wish me luck. And don't forget to post that carousel of photos I sent you from the lobby.
Sabine went out and tried to play nice with Wyatt, but 10 minutes later, she was back in the bathroom with her hairdryer going, texting Layla. It went sort of like this.
Well, I was worried you'd fallen asleep in the shower. Though I guess I would have heard. You know.
Beauty takes time, Wyatt.
Your beauty? Take time? I mean, I've got hundreds of photos that suggest the opposite. I figured you were just avoiding me. Okay, well, groomsman duty calls. Are you coming?
I've got to get ready for my meet and greet, and my assistant has me scheduled all day.
Oh, your assistant. All right. Fancy.
The meet and greet was at one of the Blue Bayonet's rooftop pools, and the pool is like overflowing with white orchids because it's Dave Klesterman's favorite. There's champagne from Moet on every available surface. There's even a cute French bartender on hand to make French 75s. Oh, and an actual string quartet playing in the corner. Super casual. I know all this because a few hours later, I'm editing the footage Sabine is taking, but it's almost impossible to get even 30 seconds of good content because...
Hi, I'm Sabine.
Great. You're up next for the meet and greet.
Wait, I'm sorry, why is he here?
Sabine's camera falls on Wyatt, lounging on the couch, joking with Paul and Dave.
Wyatt? Oh, he's nearly a brother to those two. Paul is also from Idaho. He might take some candidates.
I think Moet wanted me to take the candidates.
Boys, Sabine is here?
That's when I realized the outfit Sabine and I had planned was way over the top. She is in a gold Gucci lame dress, but Paul and David and Wyatt are all wearing, like, jeans and t-shirts. I mean, Dave has on the tightest shorts I've ever seen, but he's still not wearing a shirt. Next second, Sabine has cut filming and opened the message app and is spiraling to Layla instead.
I'm doing this wrong. I'm wearing vintage Gucci. I'm pretty sure Wyatt's in J. Crew.
I always figured him as a Wranglers guy.
I look like I don't understand how things work.
They are new money. They don't know how we work.
I'm wearing Manolos. They have on reefs.
It is awkward. In the pictures I get, Sabine looks like she is wearing a costume next to them.
Hi?
Paul, I'm Sabine. Of Sabine Beans. TikTok. Moet sent me.
Cindy?
Cindy is the publicist.
Is she supposed to be here?
Yeah. Moet asked to slot her in. Sorry.
Cringe for Sabine. You see her face on the video fall. Obviously, I had to edit that out. Like, she wants this to be her moment to impress them, but it's obvious they are celebrities, and Sabine's like the person that Moet hired.
This'll take 5 minutes, I promise.
Babe, they sponsored the liquor. Let's just get it over with. David, hi.
Hi. I know.
So Sabine runs through all these cute questions, wanting to know about their first date and what they are most excited about at the wedding and who they want to dance with. It's clear that Paul isn't into it. He keeps looking at Wyatt, who shrugs his shoulders. And then the publicist is like, great, that's 5 minutes.
Wait, what about you two jump in the pool? Get a little loose. I'm great at candids.
Oh, why not?
Wyatt, man, grab your camera. It looks sick in black and white.
It's Sabine shot.
I can do it with my phone. I can filter black and white. Wyatt, if you could just move a little to the left.
Please? I never wanted to stand in your way.
So you just had to visit the grooms during my 5 minutes?
They're my friends.
Watch out, Sabine Bean! Cannonball!
No, watch your head!
Paul!
Oh my God, I cannot believe
Jesus Christ! Get a minute! Get out of here! No photos, Moe! Who would suggest something so freaking stupid? The pool is 3 feet deep!
Sabine is out of there and into an elevator pretty fast, but she forgets to pause the video, of course. So I receive this long-ass recording that is just showing me the inside lining of her Chanel, but I can hear...
Wyatt, go away.
I'm checking you're okay.
I think you'd be better off making sure the groom with a massive crack in his skull is okay. And you could have tried harder to be nice to me. My reputation's at stake. I've got sponsorship deals to maintain.
My reputation is at stake too. Okay, and for the record, my godmother isn't someone with a huge Rolodex. And don't talk to me about reputation. Besides, what are you wearing?
You saw my outfit laid out. You could have warned me.
I didn't know you were wearing it here. Okay, look, it's their wedding, all right? And it's a ton of pressure, okay? Look, Harville's not always like that. He hates interviews.
Well, then he shouldn't have agreed to all the sponsorships in the first place. You are all making it extremely hard for me to do my job.
Well, I mean, can't be a job you care about that much if you didn't even book a hotel room.
Oh, please, that was your stupid joke.
All right, Elliot, I did not book you into my hotel room. Okay, we dated almost a decade ago.
8 years. And don't call me that.
8 years is almost a decade.
Whatever. If you could please try not to mess up my
Elliot,
life.
I've never wanted to mess up your life. And if you remember, I wanted to make one with you.
Once Sabine gets to the lobby, of course, her message app is active.
I'm not sure I can do this. There are too many memories. He's so determined, like nothing's gonna stand in his way. Even me, apparently.
Wait, do you miss him? It's not like he's married.
What does it matter? He told me he'd never forgive me. He knows I didn't break up with him because I stopped loving him. He knows I'm only worried about what people think, and God, I'm so shallow.
You're not shallow. You're a woman. And no matter what any movie tells you, relationships are still a financial decision. You did the right thing.
It never felt like the right thing. It still doesn't feel like the right thing.
That afternoon, the welcoming party was in the Rose Garden. This time, there was a jazz quartet. There were dozens of tables festooned with flowers, a tarot reader. The grooms are really into astrology, like everyone in LA. And there are 4 synchronized swimmers in this enormous fountain making performance art. Sabine still had no idea what to do about Wyatt, but thought the afternoon would be fine. And she was going to use it to make a better second impression on the grooms. So she gets there, and the attendants direct her to table 14. Usually, Sabine's the kind of person to immediately ask who else she was seated with. But she didn't have time to care because already seated was...
Hi, I'm Lou. You must be Sabine. I have a Sabine bean. Sabine bean 343 is my favorite. Don't wait, articulate. It was one of the things that I had on my desk while I was trying to finish my screenplay.
Right. There's Henrietta Louise Musgrove, HLM, casually sipping a club soda and smiling at Sabine. I know because Sabine literally gave Layla the exact blow-by-blow.
Are you joking? But you inspire me as a writer.
The idea to make Sabine beans was inspired.
Well, I'm flattered. I think what you've done with your career is inspiring, too.
Thank you. Let's toast to being the type of women who do things our way.
Cheers.
You know, when I checked in, Kate Hudson and Goldie had just arrived, and then Lily Rose Depp swanned in with her mum. I wish I had that sort of title when I was trying to break in. My dad is a lawyer, but it didn't come in very useful.
What isn't very useful?
There's a photo of the exact second HLM falls in love with Wyatt. They're actually in the background of a photo that Lily Rose Depp took. Yeah, I told you I had the scoop of the century. Maybe it's because they both came from humble beginnings. Needless to say, Sabine texted Layla every word of their encounter.
Paul might have told me a rumor that you were in the Navy. Do you still have one of those little uniforms?
Sorry. Yeah, I try not to talk about it much. Some people don't like my days in the service.
My grandpa was a Marine. We're a Navy family. I think a man who's willing to die for his country is extremely hot.
HLM posted Wyatt in her stories later, and she was like, "This man is an American hero." Anyway, Sabine was trying to be nice because, it's HLM. But Wyatt's there being so nice to HLM too. I mean, of course you can't fault him, but I've got to imagine that Sabine's heart was just sinking every time HLM laughed at one of Wyatt's jokes. So Sabine's watching the whole thing, wondering if the man she maybe still loves is going to be with the woman she wants to be.
So, how did you two say you know each other again?
College friends.
Is that what you call someone you dated for 11 months and then ghosted?
I didn't ghost you, I just couldn't reach out at sea. Your calls weren't going through.
Well, other people's calls went through.
Do you know what? There's going to be a formal period dance at the reception. The guys are crazy about Jane Austen. Wyatt, maybe we could practice.
Sabine learned to do the boulanger in etiquette classes.
What? No, I didn't.
Great! Sabine, you can show me.
Wyatt, that was freshman year, and I don't have good rhythm.
Here, Sabine, show me what to do. Wyatt's so hot, right? And besides, from this angle, he can better admire me.
What? Oh, sure. This all feels very surreal. Mm-hmm. Here, grab my hand.
Okay.
Yeah, to the left. No.
Hang on, where are we?
No, to the left.
Okay.
Now back to the right.
Okay.
No, well, now to get a little fancy. Twirl in and twirl out.
Yeah.
Twirl in.
Okay.
And twirl out.
Yeah.
Oh, you're good at that.
Thanks.
Well, nope, don't go off script. Okay, well, yeah, you're going a little faster now and
Lou!
HLM! OMG, why am I trying so hard to prove myself to Wyatt? We're never gonna date again. What is wrong with me? I literally almost broke the nose of America's favorite actress.
Okay, I'm sure it's not that bad.
She went face first into the meringue pie.
It's fine. Just go back to your room and chill out.
You mean Wyatt's room? Why is this happening to me?
She ended up calling me from the Pamplemousse room, a library the color of grapefruit covered in floor-to-ceiling bookshelves.
Jane, I can't stay here. Everyone thinks I'm a terrible person.
Look, it was all over socials, but it got taken down almost immediately. Publicists are truly gods.
How am I ever going to recover from this? No one's going to want to work with me.
Excusez-moi, mademoiselle. Vogue is preparing to set up a shoot here with the grooms. Perhaps you would be more comfortable in your room.
I would definitely not be more comfortable in my room.
Is there a problem with the room?
No. But maybe I can take a few behind-the-scenes shots for Vogue.
Mademoiselle, s'il vous plaît.
Once Sabine was kicked out of every available public space, she headed back to her room until she heard Wyatt having a very interesting phone call when she was just about to put her swipe card through the door.
If I do that, I'm giving up everything else. I don't know, man. It's a huge risk. I mean, look, I'd love to and all, but yeah, Lou texted me.
Hearing that HLM and Wyatt were texting each other was enough for Sabine.
Sabine!
I was just getting back.
Did you get lost leaving the event? I mean, it's almost midnight. I was worried.
No, I just needed to borrow a book from the library. I didn't find it. They're all in French.
Right. Well, I'm gonna hit the sack. Big day tomorrow and all.
Right. Nice boxers.
Oh, thanks. They're for you.
Funny.
No, I'm serious. I don't wear anything when I sleep. Don't you remember?
Right. Okay, well, I'll just go get changed.
If I were Sabine and I was looking at Wyatt Wolfe in his boxers, I would have walked across that room, gotten over everything that had happened between them, let bygones be bygones, and spent the rest of the night faire l'amour à lit, which, as far as I can tell from Google Translate, means hooking up. But she didn't. Instead, so far as her texts with Layla say, pretty soon they're both just lying there. Wyatt in the bed, Sabine on the couch, all chased in the dark, pretending to be asleep.
So, you wear sweatpants now, huh?
I get cold when I sleep alone.
And I see you're still a 2 glasses of water by the bed type of girl.
You never know when you're gonna need a drink. Sabine Bean 352. Sleep late and hydrate. Oh, sorry. Sometimes I forget to turn myself off.
Sabine beans are cute.
You think?
It suits you. People love them.
I drink a full glass when I wake up for my skin. Giselle, she drinks too.
Oh, I did a shoot with her a few years back. She's nice.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, so you have been paying attention.
Well, I thought you were gonna go back to Idaho. And, I don't know, have a tractor or something.
I wasn't gonna do that ever.
And now you're a big deal. Probably wouldn't have predicted that in college.
I still think about college. You broke my heart. Lead me on.
I wasn't leading you on.
You were, Elliot. Dating a guy without a big trust fund and a family name. I mean, that was leading me on.
Back then, I didn't actually think about those things, believe it or not.
Now? Now what do you think about when it comes to love?
Well, I haven't dated anyone in nearly a decade.
I see you with people on socials.
So you have been paying attention.
Why haven't you dated anyone?
Maybe I don't trust my heart.
Good night, Sabine.
Good night, Wyatt.
I spent the entire next day before the bachelorette party coordinating a fruit basket, flowers, and chocolates from the finest French chocolateries to be delivered to HLM's room. Meanwhile, Sabine went around taking atmosphere shots and videos for the wedding, interviewing more A- and B-list celebs for Moet. She got an amazing shot of Nicholas Hoult and his wife kissing by the pool, which she sent me to post, while she got ready for some pre-bachelorette and stag party dinner. And then I start getting the footage of the dinner. Sabine was wearing a backless silver Valentino silk dress that basically should be illegal because of how good she looks in it. She had to go through like this series of French doors, down all these ancient marble steps, into this room that's totally black, except for these tiny little lights scattered everywhere. It was like being out in the night sky. And then Sabine lucked out. Almost the second she arrived, she was accosted by HLM.
I can't believe you sent all those things to my room. You're just as nice IRL as you are online.
Champagne?
I'm dry tonight, unless you have shots of Ozempic on that tray. Sigh, right? Counting calories again. Shooting starts next week. Barely any food because I'm supposed to play a 21-year-old debutante in a movie about the antebellum South. It tells an extremely important story about race in America. They say it's an Oscar contender.
Wow. Congrats. Has the prep been hard, dropping your accent?
Oh, they got me a voice coach. She says I'm progressing. Y'all need to sweep up this mess. That's my first line.
Wow.
Girl, the accent is trash. But Dave said the worst case scenario is they use AI and dub over me. Apparently when Harville did his last role and he had to talk in an Uzbekistani accent, which, I mean, come on, he's hot, but the man could not find Uzbekistan on a map. They just got someone to dub his lines. No one even noticed. He was nominated for a SAG for that. That might be because of that scene where he isn't wearing a shirt and is standing on the back of an albino stallion, though. Hollywood.
Right. Hollywood. I mean, I dream of being on shoots like that.
You'll get there.
Not after what I did to Paul and to you.
Oh, we're fine. You're going to the bachelorette party after this, right? You could hang out with Dave and I. I can smooth the waters.
Wait, really? Thank you so much.
Of course. But in exchange, do you think we could get Wyatt to come as well?
Wyatt?
He's just so hot. I mean, he's the ideal man. Not pretentious, so successful. Humble beginnings, but worked his way up. Pulled himself up by his bootstraps. And he's kind, and even a little bit funny. He's charismatic, but not too charismatic. I love his laugh and his eyes. Twinkle, twinkle.
Well,
I mean, I'm at the point in my career where I never meet men like that. Humble men never ask me out. They all think I'm so fancy and that I must only date celebrities. I never imagined this kind of fame would happen to me. It's hard to be this conspicuous and also want to find your person, you know? I'm basically Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I completely understand.
Anyway, when I met Wyatt, I felt like my whole body woke up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Then you know that I must spend more time with him. Can you please get him to come to the bachelorette party? Please, please, please.
Hey, Wyatt, what are you doing later tonight?
Elliot, why? Do you need the room or something? I saw the way you were looking at that guy.
That was the waiter. I just wondered if you were gonna go to the bachelorette.
What? I can't hear you. Here, follow me.
And then, without waiting, Wyatt just grabs her hand. I know this because Sabine and Layla texted about it for hours to discuss what it meant. Obviously, they never came to a consensus. Anyway, Wyatt just pulls Sabine along the dance floor, past the DJ, out of the party, and into this small hallway.
So what's up?
Are you gonna go to the bachelorette?
Nah. Stag party. Harville's hired the best go-go dancers.
Do you think you might stop by after?
Do you want me to be there?
I just think you might think it's fun. There'll be a lot of women there.
A lot of women will be there.
HLM will be there. You two really seem to hit it off.
What's going on? What are you scheming about?
It's not a scheme.
What's up?
I just thought you'd like to swing by, you know, hang out with some ladies, go dancing, see male strippers.
Do you want me to be there, Elliot?
No, not for me. Absolutely not. I know you would not want to do that. And I wouldn't ask you to do that.
I mean, we used to be known for our dancing, though.
We used to be known for a lot of things.
We played a mean game of beer pong.
Remember when we won the ugly Christmas sweater contest?
I remember you tearing off the sweater as soon as we won.
Oh, it was polyester from the dress barn. I had to bedazzle it with a glue gun.
Oh, yeah, that's why we won. No one had ever seen you wear something not worth the rent as someone's apartment, right?
And yet I wore the entirely wrong thing to the pool yesterday.
You still look beautiful. Just, not very, Hollywood.
No kidding. Who would have thought you'd be the one to nail event-appropriate dressing?
Well, the ugly sweaters were also my idea. I mean, remember when I showed them to you and you asked me if it was life or death importance that you wore one? Yeah. You loved me then.
We'd been dating for 3 months. Of course I loved you. You were the most handsome man on campus. And the only person with real character. Puppy love, am I right?
Right. Puppy love. Anyway, you want me to go to that party?
Oh, no, not me. HLM. She's so great, right? She's an icon. We'd really like it if you went.
I mean, that doesn't bother you? Me and her, just, you know.
Flirting? No, of course not. I mean, I don't. I want to be friends with her, follow in her footsteps, all that. I want you both to be happy.
You want me to be happy?
Ugh, I want to spend time with Dave.
Then I can introduce you to Dave right now.
But HLM asked me if you were coming. And she'll say nice things about me to him, and she loves Sabine beans.
Oh. Fine. But you owe me.
3 hours later, Sabine is at the bachelorette party with HLM. But neither Dave nor Wyatt have arrived. But what does Sabine care? She's hanging out on the VIP couches overlooking the dance floor with HLM, who lets Sabine take her pic with a glass of Moet and post to socials, which Moet is flipping out over.
Did I tell you that the clip of you twirling me into the dessert table is officially blowing up the internet?
I'm so sorry about that. I thought they took it down.
Are you kidding? That social content is gold. I'm gonna have like 6 million hits off of it by the end of the day. My fans love it. I mean, Jennifer Lawrence basically made her career off of being clumsy. It helps me look relatable. Win-win.
Am I gonna get slaughtered in the media?
Of course not. We just said an unnamed party guest, which made it so much more fun. Everyone is trying to figure out who it was. But Sabine Bean 118, don't blame, never shame. I absolutely would not throw you under the bus like that.
Thank you. I owe you.
It's nothing, really. But anyway, tell me more about Wyatt before he gets here.
I don't really know. We haven't talked in ages.
But you, know him, right? Come on, as girlfriends, tell me.
I knew him practically forever ago.
You don't mind that I'm into him, right? Because if you do, I would totally drop this whole thing right now.
What? No, Wyatt is...
What? Tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip.
I know, that's a Sabine Bean, but we're practically besties.
As far as I can tell, he's dated a little, but never anything serious. But, I mean, his career's really taken off, right? He's probably searching for something real. Remember when Chris Evans started posting about wanting a wife?
Wait, you think Wyatt's marriage ready? I want to have babies yesterday, and every guy in Hollywood is waiting until he's at least 45. So Wyatt wants to settle down.
Maybe?
I owe you. This is the absolute best intel. Remind me that I need to do something to help you. I could introduce you to Dave. Oh my god, Wyatt just arrived. Well done. I can't believe you got him to show up. He's like one of Harville's best friends.
He's heading this way.
Hey, Elliot.
Thanks for coming. At last.
Well, if it's important to you,
So, I heard you are very much on the market, Wyatt.
What?
Also, the Laconia project was incredible, and I loved the Asp. I honestly thought they were the photography projects of the century. You really do have to start directing films.
And I'm thinking about it.
You are?
Sabine, if you'll excuse us, Mr. Wolfe, would you like to dance?
Well, I certainly can't turn down the groom's star client.
I owe you, Sabine. Kiss, kiss.
Well, maybe you can still help with...
Au revoir.
Okay. I set up Wyatt with HLM.
What? No. Get out. Abort.
I had to. This is the only way I can get close to Dave.
This is the modern day version of sleeping your way to the top.
Sort of. I just want a break. I'm tired of posting daily Sabine Beans. I'm running out of words that rhyme.
Babe, you don't have to set anyone up with Wyatt to get your break. It's going to happen.
But I'm getting older.
You're 26.
Ancient in Hollywood.
Maybe you could be like Jane Fonda. Have a late in life break.
She didn't start late in life.
Oh.
What if I never make it?
Sabine?
Dave! I'm so sorry about earlier.
Oh, don't be. Lou said you wanted to talk. You're looking to get off the small screen?
I'd love to get into acting.
What kind? Oh, my God.
What?
If Lou dances any harder on Wyatt, she'll get pregnant.
Oh.
I've got to go rein that in. Part of her sex appeal is the fact that she isn't... Ugh. Doesn't matter if it's your wedding or not. Apparently you're still managing the talent. Lou, darling!
Dave is playing manager, and I'm currently watching HLM drag her tongue up and down Wyatt's chest.
OMG, what?
I'm going to bed. I can't keep watching this. It's a waste of time.
Sabine left the club for her hotel room. Obviously, she sends off an adorable get unready video for me to edit, and then she stays up emailing me about the most unimportant things. Like her upcoming trip to tour the new Supreme store, and her Halloween happiness campaign with Spirit, and what she wants to wear on December 7th. Who cares about December 7th? I know that she's really waiting for Wyatt to come back.
Still no Wyatt?
It's 2 a.m.
And then an hour later.
Nothing?
No. I cannot believe I helped orchestrate a hookup for Wyatt. I feel sick.
It's Europe. They're probably still dancing. Besides, he's not going home with HLM, right? The ticking biological clock.
That's mean. I kind of like her.
But when Sabine finally fell asleep at 3:30 a.m., Wyatt was still nowhere to be seen. When Sabine woke up the next day, she expected to find the room empty. But when she rolled over, there was Wyatt, stretched out over the bed, his boxers slung low around his hips, all his sheets and blankets on the floor. She snapped a photo of him and sent it to Layla.
Yummy.
Layla!
I mean, he could lose the boxers and then it would be yummier.
Stop. He didn't spend the night with HLM. Do you think they still hooked up?
If she didn't, you should.
He doesn't like me.
Well, I would fix that. You've got 2 days left in France. He's hot, he's in your bedroom, and you're still into him.
I'm not. Not while I have the biggest career opportunity of my life in front of me.
Okay, I'm just saying, if you haven't forgotten what it felt like to be in love with him, then he probably hasn't forgotten what it felt like to be in love with you.
Do you think I did the wrong thing? I didn't expect to feel so jealous. Sad? I mean, HLM and I are not that different. She's more successful, more beautiful, and more popular, but otherwise we're the same. Ish. Oh, God.
I like you more than HLM. I don't care how many Oscar noms she's had.
You know, I tried to call him a few months after I dumped him.
What? Why?
I'm not sure. I was second-guessing my godmother. She has such old-fashioned opinions about the world. And Wyatt isn't my dad. Even back then, I wondered if I was listening to the wrong people. But Wyatt was at sea, and the call didn't go through, so I took it as a sign.
And now?
Well, now he's with HLM.
Oh my God, he's never going to realize you like him if you keep pushing him towards her. You gotta tell him.
OMG. There's lipstick on his chest.
Sabine took another photo, zoomed in, and sent it to Layla. It was lipstick.
Definitely lipstick. Oh, I'm sorry, babe.
Sabine, what time is it?
8:15.
Oh, why are you awake? I feel like I was hit by a truck.
Well, I went home at a normal hour, like a normal person.
Yeah, I went home at a normal hour, too.
The lipstick on your chest would suggest otherwise.
Well, you know, clubs. Sometimes things are a blur.
It's not a big deal. Just admit that you went home with someone.
I'm not a kiss and tell person.
It's not the way I remember it. After we started dating, you told everyone.
Of course I did. Look at you.
Don't try to distract me. So, what happened last night? Did you two go home together? Dave and I were actually mid-conversation when he had to go pull HLM off of you.
Well, that was a big meeting you wanted, right?
Yeah, that I didn't get because you and HLM were inches away from making babies on the dance floor.
Well, it's not a baby I'm interested in making with Lou. Okay.
Oh, so now you're calling her Lou and have her lipstick on your chest? What's that, like third base?
You jealous?
I'm only annoyed that you ended up back in bed here. I could have had the morning to myself. Besides, what's there to be jealous about? I love HLM. She just texted me.
Good morning. I didn't see you leave last night. Dave flew in a trainer to help me cut weight. You know, those last 3 pounds are so sticky. Anyway, want to join? I can intro you to Dave again. We can spend the session planning our futures. Sabine Bean 82. Never rest, manifest.
Absolutely. Plus, I want the hot goss about you and Wyatt.
Girl, not as hot as I wish, but I promise all the details. See you in 45 at the gym.
What you saying? You're smiling.
Just that she's happy to spill the tea about last night.
Well, don't believe everything you hear.
Well, you've told me nothing.
There's nothing to tell.
Okay, well, I don't think HLM agrees. I think she loves you.
G'day! We're going to get started in 10 minutes.
Sabine, where's Lou?
She texted me saying to meet here. Was she at the club late? Seems like it was a wild night.
When I left at 4 a.m., she promised she was 15 minutes behind me. I thought I'd finally ripped her off of Wyatt for the night.
Seems like they have quite the connection.
I'm happy for Wyatt. He's been heartbroken for years.
Oh. I mean, it looks like he's always dating the hottest new thing.
He's the last straight, nice man in Hollywood. Of course they're all over him. Apparently, his heart was broken years ago, and he never got over it. Anyway, we got cut short last night. How do you see yourself? Comedic? Dramatic? Character actor?
What do you mean someone broke his heart?
Oh, it was ages ago, like right before or when he started in the Navy. You know, I could imagine some directors and production companies being interested in you, actually.
Did he say why his heart was broken?
Some rich girl's family didn't like that he came from nothing. Can you imagine? I'd love to see your reel.
Of course, I can have my assistant send it to you. How does Wyatt feel now about that girl? Do you know?
All right, you two. We're going to start warming up so Dave can splash that mimosa bar before he heads to lunch.
Okay, someone knows me.
My favorite pupil. Just under the bell.
Sorry I'm late.
Oh, time stops for you, Lou.
As soon as the workout started, in between burpees and star jumps, Sabine was texting Layla.
She has a hickey.
What? No way.
We don't text and exercise here, Sabine. It's dangerous for your health. Now, clamshell your legs and dip your knee to your knee. Now, ankle to ankle.
I'm going to lose feeling in my legs after this.
Sabine Bean 613. Stretch, don't kvetch.
I think the beans are clever. Lou showed them to me last night.
Thanks. They've taken off a lot more than I or anyone would have thought.
I love the beans too. I have 2 on my desk at home, but...
I think there's definitely something we could work on together. What's your resume like, Sabine? Any lead or supporting roles I should know about?
Well, I've been going to classes 5 days a week for years, and I'm always auditioning, but, you know.
Lou had to pass up this role for a period piece in the 1800s. You know, lovelorn lead pining after a man she rejected once and can never have. I think you might be great for it.
That's something I can definitely...
Oh, he talks shop all the time. Let's talk about last night.
Leg raises, folks. Point your toe, lift, and lower.
Show business doesn't quit. So, Sabine, I can get you an audition, but it would be a big step up for you. Can you do a British accent?
Anyone can do an accent. Not everyone can talk about last night.
How do you say, let's spill the tea as a Brit?
Okay, now, point your leg to the front and then swing it to the back. Just 2 minutes left, and then we cool down.
I have to tell you, Sabine, I am in love with Wyatt. He's so handsome, and he's an incredible dancer. He looks so good in a tux. Last night, I wanted to eat that one off of him.
And you very nearly did.
Higher legs, everyone!
Did he say anything about me this morning? Did he talk about his intentions?
We really didn't talk this morning.
But you're sleeping across from him. Like, how did he seem? Was he love-struck? Did he talk about me?
He was tired, but what happened? Are you two gonna start like dating?
Well, we didn't get to bed until nearly 6:30. We danced, and then we walked through the gardens as the sun began to rise. I mean, I did everything one should do when hoping to fall in love. I shared my life goals, babies, marriage, a house in the Hamptons and Aspen. A long acting career, but not a career that, necessarily outshines his career. Being a team and how I would never expect a nanny, but wouldn't object to one either when we're both working on projects.
Oh. And what did he say to all that?
It was magical. He told me how he wants to start a family too, and now he thinks he'd move to the East Coast, but he could stay in LA if that was the right decision for his wife. We actually had so many things in common.
Sabine, love to get you slotted in to speak with this director. Maybe Tuesday next week?
Yeah, I'd love to. So wait, HLM,
You can call me Lou.
Lou, what do you think will happen next?
Well, I mean, he's obviously going to fall in love with me at the rehearsal dinner tonight, right? When we were in the gardens, he said 3 times that he loved me.
He did?
Well, he said he loved my work in Ponies in Paradise. He loved my looks at premieres. And he said that he loved the way I really went after what I wanted. He said it's what he admires most in a woman. I think we are soulmates.
Soulmates?
Sabine spent all day after the workout feeling terrible that Wyatt might be in love with HLM. She walked for hours alone through the hotel gardens and posted a story to her Instagram that included a Jane Austen quote. "Do not be in a hurry, the right man will come at last." But then she deleted it within 30 seconds of posting. Only 2,000 people saw it. But they still started blowing up in the comments. Then it begins to rain, like hard. So finally, Sabine goes back to Wyatt's hotel room, soaking wet, takes a shower, and starts texting Layla.
Okay, maybe I am still in love with Wyatt, because I want to murder him for falling in love with Lou.
Hard no on the murder thing. Too many witnesses, and a celebrity witness panel would take ages to get through. Schedules alone.
Wouldn't they just subpoena them?
Aren't they exempt, like diplomats?
They're famous, not carrying state secrets.
They are too. They know the truth about Taylor Swift's love life. And who cares about Putin when you got insider knowledge about Elon Musk's latest love child, or whatever?
Back to Wyatt?
I don't know. I think you need to talk to him. Tell him how you feel and see if he does anything. Maybe he'll dump HLM for you. What time's the rehearsal dinner?
20 minutes.
Can you talk to him before then?
I don't think it even matters. I haven't seen him all day. He clearly likes HLM. He and I are old news. What would I even say?
Start maybe with saying sorry for the past and then say things are different now.
What? Things are different now that he's wealthy and super successful, so I've changed my mind? That makes me as shallow as he thinks I am.
You are successful too. Don't forget that.
So I talk to him. And if he doesn't care?
Then you'll know the truth about Wyatt's feelings. And that will be good for you. No matter what.
'Tis better to have loved and lost twice than to never have loved at all.
Ooh, a new Sabine bean? Nice.
No, Tennyson.
Sabine, you look amazing. How did you fit so many dresses in your suitcase?
I was wondering if you had a few minutes to talk.
Yeah, right now.
Sabine, you're here! OMG, you look amazing!
Actually, I was hoping to have a moment alone with Wyatt.
Don't be stupid! Now we can all hang out together.
I just need him for a moment.
It's fine by me. Lou?
Stop all this! The 3 of us need to celebrate! You're going to sign with Dave! He said he loved meeting you. Imagine our first film together, or that leading lady energy.
You're signing with Dave.
Dave liked me?
I can't believe one of my dear friends is going to share the same manager as me. I'm so happy this whole weekend happened. Hence, we must celebrate.
Wyatt,
Oh, don't spoil the fun. You want to celebrate too, don't you, Wyatt? 3 Musketeers.
Let's go get drinks.
Skinny espresso martini, please.
Wait.
I made my way in, girls. Thank God. Espresso martinis for all.
Wyatt, could we just have a moment or two later? It doesn't have to be now.
Yeah, of course, but...
Cheers!
Paul just texted. Lou, they're wondering if we could post something. They want to get back up to #1 on trending.
Wyatt, why don't we pose for a photo and Sabine, you take it.
Sure.
Here, Wyatt, come closer. Yes, just a little bit more. You could kiss me on the cheek. You know, wake up the internet.
Anything for the grooms, right?
You two are really very close already.
Wyatt, here, put your hand on my hip.
Are you sure you want to have another martini?
I feel like the first 5 have done nothing. I can't feel anything.
It was evident that the first 5 martinis had not done nothing to HLM. They were seated now, being served dinner, and I have to say, I was proud of Sabine. From what I was seeing of her texts to Layla, Sabine was legit getting so much secondhand embarrassment from HLM's endless bragging and the way she plied drinks from every waiter who passed by. Being embarrassed to be seen with HLM? The HLM? That is some turning high society on its head shit.
Like, honestly, Wyatt, the only thing about my body that I hate is my wrists. They are too small. But when the media calls me a perfect 10, I can't really see how I can disagree. Because then I'll get into trouble for body shaming. You get it, right, Bean?
I don't really go by Bean.
You should have thought of that before you chose it for Sabine Beans.
Sabine, what did you want to talk about?
Absolutely not. No, you cannot leave me to, talk to all these people. That woman on the other side of the table must be 85.
Wyatt, can we just go on a quick walk in the garden?
We'll all go for a walk in the garden. Maybe when I stand up, I'll realize how drunk I am. You know how that happens when...
I was wondering if you ever think about when we were in college.
To be honest, I try not to.
Wyatt! Darling! Here, hold my hand.
Lou, I don't think it's safe to go up on that wall. It's very high.
I'll be fine. Hold my hand, my love.
It might be a bit early for that.
HLM. I mean, Lou, it's really high.
Don't be so boring. This is our falling in love moment. Hold my hand. I'm gonna climb this wall.
Oh, God.
Please be careful. You have your...
I thought you were fun, Beanie. Come on.
So HLM jumps up onto this stone wall, but almost as soon as she's up there, she starts to slip because, the rain earlier, the rocks are all wet. She tries to grab Wyatt's hand to steady herself, but then... she falls.
Lou!
HLM! HLM, are you okay?
Lou, did you break anything?
My ankle! It hurts so much. I feel woozy.
Okay. Here, Lou, come on. Let's lean you up against the wall now.
Oh my God, she's passed out. I'll go get somebody. Wyatt, stay here.
I think she just had too much to drink. What was she playing at?
I think she just really likes you. She was trying to be romantic. I'm gonna go get a doctor.
Wait, what did you want to talk about?
Oh, nothing. Please forget it.
Hey, remember when I serenaded you outside your window?
I've never forgotten.
That was a long time ago.
I have to go get the doctor. We were very different people then, I guess.
In some ways. In other ways, it's like nothing's changed.
I'll be back soon, Wyatt. With help.
Okay.
Sabine found a doctor, and of course, Wyatt very graciously helped HLM to her room and stayed there with her, giving her water and making sure that nothing terrible happened to America's darling, which meant that Sabine went home alone. Again.
He carried HLM to her hotel room 6 hours ago. I haven't seen him since.
He's just a gentleman, American hero, all that.
But isn't it over the top to spend the night there? You only do that if you love someone.
I have no idea. He's Midwestern nice.
Idaho is not the Midwest.
Okay, everything west of New York and east of California is the Midwest.
How can he actually like HLM? She's a narcissist.
You should talk to him. He's clearly also thinking of your time together.
I think he was just thinking of how romantic he used to be. What I want from him is no longer important.
What you want is always important.
I'm getting what I want. All's going according to plan. Dave said he was going to reach out to Jane for my reel. And he's going to take me on as a client. Wyatt.
You're awake?
Couldn't sleep. How's HLM?
Still a bit drunk and with a sprained ankle, but she'll recover.
Thank God. So, a rather whirlwind weekend for you.
Nothing like I was expecting. It's also been a whirlwind weekend for you. I hear you had a proposal.
I what?
With Dave, right? He's interested in representing you?
Oh, yes. Right. I think so. It'll be a big step. New career.
Is that what you wanted to talk to me about? I mean, I don't mind if you sign with him. He's a great friend, and I'm sure he'll be great to work with.
Yes. HLM loves him. I mean, she said that she'd never change her mind about her decision to work with him. That it's like finding the perfect partner. Impossible until it isn't.
Why did you stand me up? That night in the hotel room? All those years ago? We had a good thing going.
Wyatt, I couldn't see how our lives would ever work out. We were so different.
You said that before, we're so different. What does that mean? I've been wanting to know for a long time.
I'm sorry, but that's all in the past. What does it matter now, what I said?
Because I can finally ask you to your face?
I was in love with you. And I was afraid you'd disappoint me. That I would never get the other things I wanted in life because I'd be chasing a man who wasn't the sort of man I should be with.
Could have tried. And now look at us. Now Lou and I are just...
My mom had just died. I didn't want to lose everything else I had for some guy.
Some guy. Yeah. Well, some guy who loved you.
Dating me was only upside for you. A wealthy girl who was in love with you and had every connection in the world.
I never cared once where you came from. I mean, not once. It was you
I was risking everything.
That's bullshit. And you know it, Elliot.
Stop calling me that. I'm sick of hearing that nickname. It was only funny when...
When what? When you were in love with me?
Yeah.
Come here.
What?
Come here.
No. HLM is in love with you. And I do not want to make an enemy of her. I can't be the devil woman who stepped between you two, or I'll never, ever break into the industry.
Are you kidding me? You're still choosing what everyone else thinks over me?
I'm choosing my career.
Yeah, of course you are.
Where are you going?
Someone has to check on Lou.
Hi.
Babe, finally. Okay, what is going on? What do you mean you talked to him about the breakup? You told him about not going to the hotel? Like seriously? Give me the details.
Well, I didn't tell him that I had bought the plane ticket, but decided not to go at the last moment. Doesn't matter anyway. He's in love with HLM.
What? Hold on. No, nope, no way. Sorry.
He is. He was all like, this whole weekend has been nothing like I was expecting.
Okay, no. Because he did not say, I love HLM.
But he's so mad at me all over again. What am I going to tell him? That I was confused and heartbroken after he went into the Navy? That I would walk around hallucinating seeing him everywhere? That I hoped he would make some grand gesture and leave the Navy and come find me? He's been hanging out with HLM all day.
You must have seen on socials that the bridal party were all getting ready in a suite together. HLM posted a million cute pictures with Wyatt that I know Sabine immediately saw and didn't like. Anyway, then the hair and makeup knocked on her door and Sabine said bye to Layla to make a #GetReadyWithMe video in prep for the wedding. But Wyatt must not have been that busy getting ready because he was the first person who watched Sabine's story. She didn't realize, but I did. And it made me wonder if Wyatt was really all that into HLM anyway. I couldn't tell Sabine that, of course, because she had no idea that I knew what was going on. Anyway, 1 hour later, Sabine was sitting in her assigned wedding seat waiting for the ceremony to start. To her right was Kylie Jenner, and to her left was a celeb from one of those CW shows I can never keep straight. Anyway, she was wearing vintage Celine that the Moet team had procured for her and was absolutely radiant in a dress of 1,000 little crystals when a member of the hotel staff approached.
Mademoiselle, if you have a moment, HLM would like to speak to you.
Now?
Oui, if possible. In the suite.
Excuse me, sorry.
Sabine!
Lou, how's your ankle?
Well, the doctors say I won't be able to walk on it for at least 3 weeks. They're rewriting my scene in the movie so that I'll always be seated. They know without me the film is nothing. Excuse me? Espresso martini, please.
Should you be...
Absolutely. One for you too?
Oh no, I have an early flight tomorrow.
Your loss. Okay, real reason you're here. I'm nervous. Wyatt nursed me to health last night. He held my hand while the doctor was there. He's such a good man. I think I'm going to tell him I love him tonight.
Wow, that's so...
Fast. I know. But you have to move fast these days. Like, we need a hard launch if we're going to get married within a year.
Within a year?
Do you think faster? Come on in.
Sabine, you look incredible. Lou?
I thought you were the martinis.
Thank you. Lou looks incredible too.
Oh, Wyatt and I have been in the suite for hours. He's probably bored of this giant dress. I was just telling Sabine how you played doctor with me.
I don't think playing doctor is the right phrase.
I can't believe Sabine ever let you get away.
What?
They are requesting everyone to their seats. And for you, an espresso martini.
Finally.
I should be going. Good luck, you two. You're both in the procession, right?
Sabine, you must come dance with us later. It'll be impossible to twirl me into the desserts when Wyatt will be carrying me around.
So the bridal party starts to walk out, and the women are all wearing over-the-top comme des garçons dresses with the men in these elegant, colorful suits. And then the people literally start clapping. Not for the grooms, but for HLM, who was being carried down the aisle by Wyatt. I'm not gonna lie, they looked perfect together. So Sabine thought her chances were completely over. The camera wobbled, and then she just turned it off. I knew she was heartbroken. She had given up on the job she was there to do. Everything just went blank. I mean, there it all was, right in front of her. She was watching Wyatt at the end of the aisle, standing next to the woman he was probably going to marry within the year. And probably all Sabine could think was, why not me? And then, because socials were exploding, Sabine's godmother texted with a picture of Wyatt carrying HLM down the aisle.
Is this the same Wyatt Wolfe you dated in college?
One and the same.
Well, I guess I was wrong about him. We were also certain he was going back to Montana.
It was Idaho.
If you see him, tell him I say hello. He tried to visit me a few years after you two broke up, and I had the doorman send him away.
He did?
Yes. I always had the feeling that he never quite knew how to move past you. But look at him now. Wow, lucky man.
What do you mean he couldn't get past me?
Oh, you know, he was planning to marry you and into our family. I heard him talk to your father about it.
He talked to my dad?
Of course. You knew that.
I did not know that.
Oh, dear. Well, it's much too late now. Water under the bridge. He seems so happy with HLM.
Then Sabine forwarded the picture her godmother had taken of HLM and Wyatt to Layla.
Oh my God. They do look in love.
Am I gonna get invited to their wedding? What am I gonna do then?
Lie and say you can't go?
I've been lying for a decade. Oh, I'm so sick of lying.
Okay, 8 years.
That's almost a decade. of lying.
So stop lying.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today for the wedding of Paul Harville and Dave Clusterman. At this time, we would like to ask you all to take your seats. We would like to thank everyone for traveling near and far to get here, and for the time and effort to coordinate your teams of people. I want to start with a quote from French writer André Maurois, who said that a happy marriage is a long conversation which always seems too short. If you've spent more than a half hour around Dave and Paul, you'll know this is true. But a conversation doesn't just mean the act of a literal dialogue between two people. All of life is a conversation between people. And marriage is about how you respond to each other's ebbs and flows. When Paul told Dave that he loved him for the first time, Dave drank a bottle of tequila and left to go dancing. But when Dave returned, 5 days later, mind you, he told Paul that he loved him too. A conversation does not happen all at once. Maurois didn't mean that we will always be in constant chatter with our beloved. He meant that two people in love will make their entire lives a response to the one they love most.
That's actually beautiful, Daddy.
Danny Tamberelli, everybody.
Oh my God. I think I'm in conversation with Wyatt.
What? Isn't the wedding happening, like, right now?
No. Like in life.
Today, I would like to invite Paul and Dave to start the most important conversation of their lives. The vows you make today are the bonds that will hold you together as you step forward on this journey. These words connect you together forever, and they are a powerful chance to manifest your future. Before we get there, however, I would like to remind the audience of their responsibility. You are here today as witnesses to the lives of Paul and Dave. You are standing here as people who promise to help them, to remind them of their love for each other, and to encourage them to grow together towards a healthy and happy union.
Okay, so this is where I burst into the scene. I mean, I had been watching Sabine pine for days, and I had just found out something truly surprising. Wyatt is casting HLM in his new movie.
What? Wyatt's a photographer.
Deadline just leaked that he's been tapped to direct a new Jane Austen film, and that he's going to cast HLM. Also, Dumois says Wyatt has been trying to woo her all weekend. The goss is Dave forced them to spend time together so that Wyatt would cast her and HLM would agree to do a movie with a relatively unknown director.
What? Are you sure?
Right now, Mom. Am I right? Anyway, Paul and Dave have asked their dear friend Lou to do a small reading.
Thank you, Danny. It's just a short quote from my idol, Reese. Hey, girl, I see you. There's no bad consequence to loving fully with all your heart. You always gain by giving love. I think the secret to loving someone is to love them fully, deeply, and without hesitation. It's like that beautiful Shakespeare quote from Romeo and Juliet. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have. For both are infinite. Love is a big leap and a big risk. And if we want it, we must take it. Right? Thank you.
Now, if anyone here has any reason why these two should not be married.
Wyatt, I can't do this.
Sabine, what are you doing?
Well, it's all over socials, so I'm sure you know what happened next.
Sabine, please, can we do this another time?
No. I've been lying to myself for a long, long time. And that was always easy to do because I never saw you. You were just on socials or in the tabloids. I heard about you through friends, so I could just ignore you. And I could just ignore the thoughts that I was having. But then here you are. And not just at a wedding, but in my room. Or in your room. And falling in love with someone in front of my face. And...
Sabine.
You're who I have always loved. And it's been a lot harder to lie to myself this weekend. You smell good. And you look great. And that's not what I meant. Listen, I miss you. I keep trying to tell myself that this isn't a real thing, or that I can just move on from it, or that I want something better or something different with someone else, but I can't, and I don't.
Perhaps there is a better time to do this?
I think so.
No, I need to say this now, because it's true, and before Wyatt goes and marries HLM.
It's true, everyone.
Marriage? I thought he was just directing you.
Wyatt, you're right. I'm scared of what people think because I'm a woman, and my reputation is literally my entire identity. It's how I make money, how I keep my apartment and have health insurance, and as an actress, my reputation would have been my entire career, too. And no, I've never wanted to risk it for anything, but I'm trying to tell you here, now in front of all these people, these celebrities, these people who could tank my entire career, that I'm willing to risk everything to tell you how I feel. If I only have this one chance, if this is my last conversation with you, I need you to know how I feel. I love you, Wyatt.
Sabine,
Wyatt, this might not be the right time, but I love you. I mean, look at us. The crowd loves us. See?
I'd like to direct everyone back to...
Just another moment, please. Before you all side with HLM, Wyatt, I have loved you since I first saw you walking across campus. And I have loved you truly, deeply, and completely since you took that first photo of me. Since you saw me. Since you saw me as someone who you could love, too.
Sabine, I can't do this. This is their wedding.
I knew you'd choose me.
So, at this point, the grooms would like to move on with the ceremony.
Wyatt, I choose you. I choose you over my career.
Sabine, please sit down.
Sabine Bean 403. Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
That's Ice Cube.
I think it was only in that moment when Sabine yelled at the HLM that Sabine fully remembered where she was and what she had just risked for Wyatt.
Oh no.
You need to sit down, Sabine. Please.
Let us move forward with the exchanging of the rings. Do you, Paul, take Dave to be your lawfully wedded husband?
You bet your ass I do.
With the power vested in me, I now pronounce you partners for life.
As I'm sure you saw from the front cover of People, the rest of the ceremony went off without a hitch. Except Sabine sat mortified, slinking lower and lower into her seat and trying to not catch eyes with Wyatt as he and HLM walked hand in hand together down the aisle behind the grooms. She was sure that 1 year from now, they would be walking down the aisle for real. Even Kylie Jenner gave Sabine a little pat on the back. Sabine knew she couldn't go back to Wyatt's hotel room ever again, but she didn't want to mingle with anyone at the reception either. So she did what any self-respecting woman would do. She hid in the bathroom texting her best friend.
Do you have a fever? What possessed you to do that?
I don't know.
And he said nothing.
Maybe I can pretend I have something wrong with me. Multiple personalities, a stroke.
What about severe dehydration?
What am I gonna do? A Kardashian thinks I should be ashamed of myself. I'm mortified.
I mean, I love loved those Sabine beans. But I don't know.
We've all done crazy things for love.
Oh my god, a woman just walked in and she's talking about me.
So true. I once gave a man a job because I wasn't sure if he'd go on a third date with me.
I performed a song for my ex on his birthday in front of all his friends.
Oh, but you're a terrible singer.
Then remember, I learned that the woman he was cheating on me with was there, and they're married now. What she did was brave.
Her social channels are blowing up. I mean, it's like Jennifer Aniston, Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt, Media Storm 2.0. Everyone is taking sides.
Well, I'm Team Sabine. I'll make the t-shirts.
Oh, yeah. HLM, she's got the PR team of the century. America's sweetheart.
I'm working on the new movie she's making, and her accent is terrible.
Sabine!
Hi.
We are so sorry about...
everything.
Is it that terrible?
No,
Yes.
No. Listen, I work in PR. I'd be interested in working with you.
Wait, what?
Oh, this is gonna blow over. I mean, HLM is gonna want the spotlight back on herself immediately. Besides, it was totally romantic what you did. Just stay off socials for a few days. You know, Lizzo, Taylor, everyone deactivates their account from time to time.
I can't. I owe Moet content. I've got to be online. Oh, but I can't bear to look.
I had been monitoring Sabine's socials, and her DMs were blowing up. It was bad out there.
You need to stop doing the brand stuff. I'm a producer. I can connect you with people. Here, let me give you my card.
That's really nice of you.
Give me your phone.
I'd rather not.
Come on, you work with me now. Hand it over. Trust me, I did PR for the Jonas Brothers last year.
Okay.
Great. Now...
oh, God, wait.
Deactivated. There you go. I'll be in touch.
Keep your chin up. What you did was brave, bold. We loved it. And I don't know if you heard it or not, but I am Team Sabine all the way.
Thank you. That's honestly too kind.
You are better than whatever they say about you. Most people would never have the courage to do what you just did.
Like that, I had been locked out of all Sabine's accounts. I started calling Sabine like nonstop, but she had decided to brave the reception and wasn't checking her phone.
Sabine.
Wyatt, I've got to find my table.
I'm taking photos for the grooms. Can I get one of you?
I think everyone's had enough of me.
I don't know if that's true.
The internet feels differently.
So you check socials?
Yes, and I'm getting slaughtered. Oh, that's Jane. I'm sure Moet is losing their mind that I deleted my account.
You deleted them?
Deactivated, but there was nothing on there I wanted to see.
Really?
Jane?
Sabine, are you okay? The Moet social team has called me 15 times in the last 10 minutes.
Sabine, I'll talk.
They said that they're going to cancel your contract if you don't get back online and demand repayment in full, including those first-class flights. Your big speech to Wyatt was driving hundreds of thousands of people to the previous posts. They want more traffic before it blows over. You know, sometimes things like this can result in big, unexpected opportunities.
I'll call you back. I need a moment to think.
But Moet is pushy and...
Jane, give me a second. My whole life just blew up.
She hung up before I had the chance to tell her that the entire wedding was already turning their attention to a new gossip cycle anyway. HLM had just met her future co-star, and she seemed pretty taken with him. Sabine only found out a half hour later while she was playing social pariah, sitting alone at her table.
Have you seen HLM with Charlie Hunnam? She looks love-struck. She's putting him all over her socials.
She's probably just drumming up attention for her new film.
Or she wants to make Wyatt jealous so he'll propose today.
Poor Wyatt. First I embarrass him and now HLM.
What? This is good news. Now you have a shot.
Excuse me, Sabine?
Dave, I am so sorry. I have no idea what came over me.
Are you kidding? I live for moments like that. 4 weddings and a funeral, maid of honor, Princess Diaries 2. I've always wanted to go to a wedding where someone interrupted the ceremony. And you weren't trying to steal Paul. So, what do I care?
Oh, yeah.
Listen, your speech was incredible. So much drama. You brought tears to my eyes. And everyone loves you now. You're the internet's favorite hot mess. Stop playing around with Moet. You're bound for much bigger things, okay? Join my agency.
Wait, really? But
Let's get you doing what you really love.
You're not angry? What about HLM?
She falls in love with someone every day. We sat her next to Wyatt so she would find him charming and agree to do his first movie at a fraction of her usual fee. Haven't you seen her over there? She's in love with Charlie Hunnam today. Oh, Wyatt. He really is unlucky in love. Still, she's doing the movie, and that's all that matters. Listen, I've got to go get my groom before he decides he likes Charlie too. Welcome to Hollywood, Sabine.
To say Sabine's head was reeling is an understatement. Sure, she was beginning to understand that HLM was not the person she had thought she was, but to see her dancing with someone else after practically demanding Wyatt marry her, Sabine kept texting herself little Sabine beans to cheer herself up. They were terrible. Sabine Bean 515, love is pointless. Sabine Bean 516, never take chances on love. Sabine Bean, you get the point.
Sabine! Sabine! You must meet Charlie. Charlie, Sabine is my best friend. She's going to be a famous actress one day.
Aren't you, don't you want to talk about what happened earlier?
Wyatt who? Apparently that was all a stunt to get me to agree to do a film with him. So I'm on the rebound. Do you know that Charlie has been nominated for 2 Critics' Choice Awards? I mean, look at him.
But didn't you want to get married to Wyatt?
I think I was just caught up in the moment. Charlie is the real deal. Ugh, I think I may have broken Wyatt's heart, though. But I am an actress, and I'll do his silly movie. Anyway, Charlie is going to carry me around all night instead. Sabine, you must come dance with us later. Kisses.
Not 3 minutes after HLM came over, Wyatt stopped by our table.
Hey.
Looks like you and HLM are still talking.
Yeah, she seems fine. Are you?
Oh, yeah, I will be. Did you reactivate your account yet?
No, I just need a moment to breathe. It's a lot.
Yeah. Look, Sabine,
Hello, party! We have a long list of speeches. Everyone loves the grooms, it seems. Or everyone in attendance is so used to being the center of attention, they can't let a good microphone go by without standing in front of it. If everyone could get to their seats again. Thanks.
Sabine, would you want to...
Wyatt, I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over me. I regret it.
Do you?
Yeah. So, are we cool?
Yeah, we're cool.
The entire wedding party, please. Wyatt, don't make me call you out, man. I think that's already happened enough today.
So the wedding speeches started. Sabine was only half paying attention. George Clooney gave a funny toast with Brad Pitt where they pretended to be the grooms. Socials were going off. I was watching the skit basically in real time. To the right of the stage, I could see Wyatt, who wasn't watching the skit, but seemed to be staring out into the audience. I didn't blame him. HLM was practically sitting on Charlie Hunnam's lap.
Why is HLM on the lap of another man?
Apparently she falls in love with a new person every day.
Well, what about poor Wyatt?
Poor Wyatt? He'll have another woman falling all over him soon enough. Why didn't you tell me he came to visit you?
My dear, if I had $1 for every good-looking con man I've had the doorman send away, I'd be even richer than I already am. I mean, honestly, who comes knocking at the door of a poor old woman left in charge of orphans?
Men who were raised right. Men with manners. Wyatt Wolfe.
Thank you, Miss Wilde. Now, the grooms are excited to turn the microphone over to one of their best friends. He's already been the focus of a lot of attention today, so he probably needs no introduction. Mr. Wyatt Wolfe.
So, you might know that I'm more of an off-camera than an on-camera type of guy. In fact, I'd prefer to do almost anything than be up on this stage. But someone very brave stood in front of all of you today and talked about love. And I guess it inspired me.
He's talking about me.
The two men up here are my best friends. Because of them, I've learned to overcome resentment about things that have happened in my past. I've learned to lead with forgiveness rather than fear. But it was only today that I learned bravery is not something reserved for the Navy. Today I learned bravery is something two people in love must do every single day. So before we raise our glass and cheers, I would like everyone here to say something brave to someone that you love in honor of these two men. Come on. Don't be scared. Pick up your phones. I'm serious. Come on. Go to social media or wherever you text and be brave. Send a note of love to someone you care about. Maybe you're making up for the past. Maybe you're working towards the future. Maybe you just want to say, I love you. Come on, you can do it. I already sent mine. I can see everyone is still a little nervous. Fine. It's cool. Would it help if I read out the message I sent? As far as I can tell, the woman I love hasn't read it yet, so I don't even know how it'll be received. Dearest Sabine.
Oh my God.
That was when Sabine whipped out her phone, reactivated her accounts, and there it was. A DM from Wyatt sent not 10 minutes after the grooms had said I do, that he was now reading aloud to the entire congregation.
You know that I am too private to dramatically declare my intentions to you from a stage. Well, here I am, having to do it anyway. Your bravery to tell me how you feel, to say you loved me in front of the whole world today, shocked me. And I couldn't speak right then, for a lot of reasons, but mostly because when I finally told you how I felt, I wanted to be able to tell you alone. But you refused to check your socials, so... Okay, here goes. Sabine, I've loved you since the moment I saw you. With you, I feel alive. I feel loved. When you broke up with me, I thought it would be impossible to recover, and I was right. For 8 years, I hid my love for you. I just focused on my work. I tried to find someone else, but none of them are you, Sabine. And how foolish we've been to love each other and be apart for so long.
Yes, Sabine, go get your man.
Thank you. In the back. Let's build a life together. I want to hold you. I want to kiss you. Real bad. I pledge my love to you. Here, privately. Well, now, publicly. As you have pledged your love to me, please, for the rest of our lives, let us never again be parted.
Oh, Wyatt. I never want to be parted from you again either.
Louder for those in the back.
So Sabine stood up, and then everyone else stood up and started clapping. The rest is history. Wyatt rushed down from the stage towards Sabine and kissed her to the cheers of everyone around them. Then they walked straight out of the reception and to someplace a little more quiet. They had 8 years, nearly a decade, of misunderstandings to make up for.
I love you.
I love you too. I thought there was never a chance
I'm so sorry. I was scared and...
No, I'm sorry. I only couldn't tell you how I felt right then because of HLM. I was scared she was so madly in love with me she'd ruin my career or drop out of the film
Or throw herself off another wall.
I was worried what other people would think, which is exactly what I blamed you for all these years. I'm so sorry, Sabine.
Maybe it could have never worked before now. It doesn't matter anyway.
Come here. Closer. Closer. I might never be able to tear myself away and go back to the wedding.
I'd rather have you than anything at that wedding.
Should we go back to our room?
I mean, unless you want to go in there and watch HLM dance with Charlie.
You want to get that?
Oh, it's just Layla wondering why I keep sending her DMs on Instagram in third person. OMG, Sabine is going home with Wyatt Wolfe right now? What?
What?
Have I been hacked? Wait, there's another one. I feel like I deserve a raise for this weekend. I basically orchestrated this entire thing. What?
Wait, is this another phone hacking scandal?
No, I'm not that famous. Oh my god. Oh my god, Jane.
What, she texts for you?
No, I must have left my messages syncing with my iPad. And now Jane's accidentally shot off a DM on the wrong Instagram account. Has she been snooping this entire time? I need to call her.
Hey. I think we have more important things to do.
Yeah, I guess.
So, yeah, I got caught. For the room fiasco, for snooping the whole weekend. But don't feel bad for me. Sabine actually gave me a raise. And even though she stopped influencing pretty soon after, or at least she had to post a lot less because she was getting auditions left, right, and center, she still needed me for hair and makeup. And not too much time passed before she moved into Wyatt's actual bedroom. For good. And Sabine wanted to know if I was interested in taking over one of the rooms in her gorgeous apartment. I said yes. 1,000,000 times yes.